the Bible. Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited. Hebrew and Bible Academy. Yes, you are invited. Brothers and sisters, I hope you all are staying warm. I hope you're staying warm in your respective areas. Winter is here. Literally. It reads in the Bible, pray that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath. Here we are, winter Sabbath. There's a lot prophetically to do with those particular two in one. Of course, we'll be talking about that in the Hebrew and Bible Academy concerning 70 AD. 70 AD. We're going to talk about that, but stay warm, brothers and sisters. Above all, stay in the Spirit. I'm Elder Rawchaa of the Gathering of Christ Church, and you're in for a pleasant surprise this evening. Yep, let me get this out of the way. You're in for a pleasant surprise. I'm here this Sabbath. We have something serious to talk about on Patreon. And the special guest tonight on Patreon will be Elder Rawchaa, where we'll converge coming out of Babylon and the Friday night Patreon with a serious lesson. Human transcendence into the blockchain. How they're using all of these events you see on the media to bring everyone under a control system. Leading to the mark of the beast is everything we've been talking about for years, but the Most High have given us some insight to not only break things down prophetically, to let everyone understand what's going on, but also how to get through what the elites are planning. Now, for those who don't know, I'm Elder Rawchaa of the Gathering of Christ Church. Shabbat Shalom. And this is our Patreon update where I'll do an update, and subsequent to that, we'll segue over to Patreon for what? The lesson and the interaction. Phone calls, questions answered or asked, comments made, real-time interaction tonight, Friday night, Sabbath, I got time. I'm so happy to be here before you all. I've been doing a lot of running this week, brothers and sisters, a lot of moving around, and hopefully I'll have some real good news in the midst of all this chaos out here to convey to my brothers and sisters who've been following the Gathering of Christ Church and or who are actually baptized into the church. I have some real good news to announce, but can't put the cart before the horse, been running around. But sooner or later, I hope to convey that to the masses. It's always a great thing to be blessed with some good news through Jacob's trouble. And so keep your ear to the ground. You'll be hearing from me concerning that quite soon. Man, there's so much to talk about. Well, number one, as you can see, AC. As you can see, YouTube reached out. They reached out to us, and all of a sudden, they're allowing this particular channel to be a partner. Actually, after all these years, right? Which will allow you to do super chats, interact, and all these others, right? To help the work. Now, for years, for some reason, it wasn't allowed. But all of a sudden, here it is, memberships and all that here on YouTube, which means we may be doing some more things on this platform. I mean, it seems as if, I don't know if y'all recognize it, brothers and sisters, that a lot of things have, a lot have gone back the way it used to be when it comes to less censorship here. But still, for the sake of this channel's safety, I'm still going to what? I'm going to keep it to the line without crossing over it, knowing that so many of us, what? Come right here to get the knowledge of the truth, to stay in the loop concerning prophecy, the Bible, you name it. So it's good to know that now we are a partner. All praises be to the Most High. We've contributed a lot to YouTube in bringing information and people to this channel, and it's good to know that that they're going to allow us to be a so-called partner, right? Yeah, right. But all praises be to the Most High. So if you want to support through super chats and all that, it goes towards the work. But that's not what I want to talk about. We'll deal with the memberships and all that down the line. It's time to talk about what's about to happen. So give me a moment before segueing over. Someone says, Sir Lawrence, it's a setup. And you know what? That's why I'm being cautious. All right? I'm going to do things the way we've been doing them. Even though they have let loose the reins a little bit, I'm going to stay operating and communicating as if those past guidelines are still in place. Right? It's too good to be true with them allowing us to say whatever we want without any level of, reprimand or whatever the case is, threats of the channel being taken. So, you know what? I was thinking the same thing. I'm not going to let them draw me in where I'll say things that will compromise not just the work we're doing, but this particular channel that does so much for so many. Okay. Thank you. DB5, I appreciate you. Thank you. I really appreciate you. So we're going to be doing memberships and all those things, but I'm not going to talk about that tonight. What I want to talk about is, before I segue over, I want to go into what they're not telling you concerning this so-called ICE thing. This ICE thing. Right? It's way deeper than you think, and it's going into a serious police state, not just in America, but throughout the earth, that was prophesied in the Bible. So I'm going to speak of that last before segueing. Ramar is getting himself together, and we're going to do this together on the other side with Patreon. But let me first announce again, some people never enrolled in the academy. And I got a message here, and someone asked a question. What exactly is the academy, or what do you utilize as far as tools to be able to understand the Bible? How can I understand the Bible like you guys at the Gathering of Christ Church, even though you're not a part of what we've been doing or fairly new? That's a good question. First and foremost, you have to understand, right? In the academy, we go into the extra biblical text. There's no way you can get the true understanding or doctrine of that Bible in its entirety when it comes to the Most High's narrative for this earth without the extra biblical text that the Bible refers us to. Okay? I wanted to put that out there. So some people, thank you, Zion Princess. Some people out there, brothers and sisters, some people out there believe that just the 66 books we find in the Bible is all the records, even though if you have the proper doctrine, those books within the Bible, the King James Version Bible, work perfectly fine. but there is some detailed information that the Bible refers us to. And I wanted to put this out in layman's term on this Sabbath so that all of you can understand it, even those who weren't in past academies. Number one, before 1611, and then there was an earlier Bible around the 1500s, all the Bibles, all the books were separate books, be it Old Testament and or New Testament. One of the first Bibles compiled was the Geneva Bible, which so happened, that's right, that compilation came under a black man. Okay? A lot of people don't know. When you think of Europe, most people think of white people, but no. When you look at America and the rest of the world, we have always existed in large number everywhere on the earth, including Europe. We were the Prince Charleses. We were the King James. That's why they allow others to denigrate King James' name and try to slander him by calling him a homosexual, which was a bold-faced lie. Married, children, high intellect, yes, black man. Okay. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Mrs. Lane. I wanted to put that out there. Before the compilation of the Bible, all of the books were separate books, scrolls, Old and New Testament. Old and New Testament, right? Now, the earlier translation of a compilation from the Greek is called the Septuagint. During the time of the Greeks, when our people began to pay tribute under the Greek Empire, well, the Greeks wanted to understand our culture, understanding our language, how to communicate. So working with our scribes and priests, we were able to do what? Translate the Old Testament into the Greek text for the Greeks to understand, so that the Greek authority can understand our culture and all of that, right? That's the Septuagint. So now we have a compilation past the Septuagint with the New Testament. About 70 years later, after the time of the Acts of the Apostles, a compilation of all the New Testament, Hebrew and Greek, was utilized by those who would compile the New Testament, including epistles. Now, you might wonder, why is the Old Testament in Hebrew, yet the New Testament is in Greek? Great question. Well, the reason why, because those are the latest scrolls, New Testament, where we were under the Greek and Roman Empire, the translators were able to find more of the Greek writings intact. Even though the Gospels, like Matthew Gospel, you can find that in Hebrew too. But the majority of the records they were able to find fully intact to be utilized for books. For the New Testament predominantly was in Greek. That's why you have the Greek New Testament. Okay? Now, keep in mind, just because the Greek New Testament doesn't mean it belongs to Greeks or white people, right? Our people were subjects under all these empires: Babylonian Syrian Empire, Persian Medo Empire, the Greek Empire, as well as the Roman Empire. So we spoke all those languages, all right? And we were subjects under these empires, all right? So when you hear of Hellenist or like the Greek fraternities, Hellenists in your colleges, these were Greek-speaking Jews, blacks who took on Greek customs. So you'll find a lot of our languages in the Greek because we made all of these empires great, not just America. Even though it's in different language, Hebrew, Greek, all of that information belongs to us. It doesn't belong to Europeans. Okay? It got in the Edomites' hands once we lost Jerusalem in 70 AD. Right? So let me put that out there for you real quick. Right? Now, I'm answering this question real quick before I get into what we're going to be talking about in the academy, so that I can let people know what books they can get to understand the true doctrine or narrative of the Bible outside of the King James Version. Right? The book of Jasher. We go all the way into that book in what? The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You use this book. I'm talking about the original translation from the 1800s, 1840. You use that along with the Old Testament, and it gives you a broader insight of the Old Testament, which is what? The first 5 books of Moses. You read the Jasher with the first 5 books, and it magnifies and gives you a real-time insight to what was going on during that time from a broader perspective. Don't allow anybody to tell you that, no, you're not supposed to be reading that book. The reason why they don't want you to read the book, why, is because there's something in the book that's contrary to the false doctrine they follow. Because they don't understand it, they fear it. But the Bible refers us to the book of Jasher, the book of Enoch. Now, if you're going to go into the book of Enoch, and we're going to show you, it must be the first Enoch, even though there's some key information in the second and third Enoch. Well, the first Enoch really has the meat, the detailed information that was untouched, which came out of the Qumran caves. All the other Enochs use that narrative, but they add other stuff in it. And unless you know the Bible's doctrine, you might be deterred or confused. Okay? So we got Enoch. We have book of Jasher. We have the book of Jubilees, which breaks down the secrets of the times, the beginning of time, and what was shown Moses also, the end. Brothers and sisters, with this information, the Most High was able to give us the correct time of the earth according to the heavens. We are not in 2025 going into 2026. All right. We went into this many times in the academy, and I did a presentation years ago, Secrets of the Times, to show and can prove the calendars we have. They've added 300 some odd years, give or take a few years, to the calendar. The Most High, through this information, have given us the correct calendar and have given us the correct time when it comes to holy days. Okay? All of this and more because we went into the books the Bible refers us to. The book of Jubilees, the book of Enoch, the book of Jasher. But also, we're going to, now that we have gotten our brothers and sisters all, they've become scholars in understanding those books, it's time for us to add the other books that the Bible refers to. Okay, we didn't want to go too far off until brothers and sisters understood the doctrine. Book of Enoch, Jasher, Jubilees. We wanted you to get the foundation first before stepping this thing up to the next level, now that you understand this. Now, some people might ask, well, Elder Rawchaa, why is the books you're mentioning so important? Great question. Christ says, as in the days of Noah, then shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Well, how do you know what happened in the days of Noah? Unless you have to go to where the Bible refers you to. There's nothing new under the sun. Transhumanism, getting the whole world under subjection through tyranny, was what? The modus operandi of Cain. Separating the world from God so that they can worship themselves and make idols for themselves. All of that, what we see that's separating families today, started during the time of Noah, which led to what? the Most High destroy in the earth. So these books are so important, brothers and sisters, because it rolls out this narrative and it makes everything clear. And this makes it so, that's why I'm so excited, to be going into what I'm going into tonight. I'm excited about it, but because it brings all these books the Most High have given us to what? Into light, and confirm what the Most High have shown us prophetically within the gathering of Christ Church. When you go into the book of Jude, one book before what? Revelation. In the book of Jude, we see, and it says it's written in the book of Enoch, talking about what? The spirits that came down, who are the gods who control the world. The elite powers worship these gods until this day, which is leading to the spirit that's behind transhumanism and or AI. Without these records, no one can put, the majority of people have tried and cannot put two and two together. But we thank the Most High through his mercy, through our obedience to him, reading the word of God, that he have given us the understanding of prophecy, not just to say this is what we know, but to prepare our people to get through these last times before the children of Israel again see Zion. I really appreciate y'all. I really do. Thank you, Miss Cool. Thank you. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you, sister. That and more. In the academy, we'll be going into the lost books, and I have some extra books like the Ascension, the original Ascension of Isaiah. Okay, and I'm going to tell you, brothers and sisters, I'm going to bring out 2 to 3 new records that I've never taught, because I wanted to make sure brothers and sisters understood Enoch, Jubilees, and Jasher first. We're going to bring out some new books that will bring greater light to the Bible concerning God's people, the children of Israel, and our rise in the very end, at the very end. Now, let me just go over the flyer with you, brothers and sisters, if you will. If you can work with me, and I thank you for all you do to help this church, your contributions, your donations, and all that. GatheringofChrist.org. If you want to donate, I appreciate it, because we are preparing to be able to help our people through this. They're pulling the rug right up from under all of us, including the women. And I have another conversation on that. And it's going to force us, the Most High is forcing us to rally together again for the sake of self-preservation. So a lot of people look at it as negative. No, I'm looking at it as, okay, it's prophecy. What the Most High is doing, it ain't negative. It may seem on the surface negative, but not if it moves us together as we need to be, according to God, to survive. So it depends on how you look at what's going on in the earth right now. But I digress. But real quick, before transitioning over, let me give you, brothers and sisters, some insight on what we'll be dealing with in the academy, which begin not this Sunday, but the following, December 21st. And hey, folks, December 21st, let's roll it out. Go to historytimes.org to enroll in our new Hebrew and Bible Academy, Beyond 2025, Hope After Armageddon. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you can enroll. Life on a Renewed Earth. Why understanding Armageddon's purpose is key to hope. Dispel common misconceptions about total annihilation. Revelations 21 and 22. God's explicit promise of a new heaven and earth, the absence of tears, pain, and death, literal promise, what daily life will look like and could look like in a perfectly restored world, the promise of harmony, abundance, and the direct contact with the Almighty. We're going to have a roundtable discussion, why marriages fail, what works, what hurts, and what heals. Roundtable discussion with the elders. And guess what? It's not going to be blaming. It's going to be an open discussion where we can talk about not just what happened and what we've done against one another, but what are the steps that leads to forgiving one another, to heal as a people while there's time. Satan, from the left-hand side, always, he continually have us focusing on the negative, to not appreciate what we mean to one another. And it's a shame because that's how people lose regular relationships. And eventually they regret those relationships down the line because they'll look at that instance in which, that there was a fight or some type of spat between one another. And they'll use that to destroy a relationship that they'll need to make it through Jacob's trouble. And when you look back at some of these relationships, you'll say, you know what? Why didn't I just forgive that? Wasn't my relationship with that person more important than that negative moment? Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Roundtable discussion with the elders. I hope you all can be a part of this academy. We're going to make it very informative, new information, new books, new details. And guess what? We took an extra week so that we can put more time into this next academy as if, who knows? We're going to do this next academy as if it's our last. Okay? Go to historytimes.org. It's fairly inexpensive. We never went up in price. It's $75 first month, $75 second month. Hebrew, news reporting, real time, as well as lessons that comes directly to you. There's nothing like what we've compiled in this academy on the earth. I guarantee it. Okay, go to historytimes.org to enroll. You just click on there, historytimes.org, and you'll see Elder Lawya and I, and you can enroll right here with an opportunity to win a free enrollment that you can probably use as a gift to give to someone who needs to understand what's going on, who you think would like to participate. Well, you can win a spot for yourself or someone else if you would like. Okay? Right? So I wanted to put that out there also. Real quick, praise to the Almighty. Praise to the Almighty. Thank you, Zion Princess. Thank you all. Thank you, Rodney. I really appreciate you. Y'all really support this work. Thank you. I appreciate you, Nara. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for all you do. You know I appreciate you being my sister, you brothers and sisters. You know I appreciate you. I really do. None of this could be possible without what you do to support this work. Sarah, thank you. You all are generous. All praises be to the Most High. Now, I'm about to segue over, but before I segue over, right, and be sure to go to historytimes.org to enroll. I would like to see you all in there for this academy. All right, going into the springtime. We got 3-4 months to get you through the winter. Be a part of the academy, which starts December 21st. All right. Support this instead of the pagan Saturnalia. right here. Beyond 2025, what's going to happen? Well, you'll find that out with the news and more in our next Hebrew and Bible Academy. Now, let me put this out there real quick. What's really going on? It's way deeper than Somalians. Folks, the only reason that they're using Somalians right now is to put a dark face on terrorism. Not that I agree with what's going on with Somalis. They're acting out or whatever the case is, these Cushites. But all in all, the enemy is not using this strictly for Somalis. Prophetically, it tells us that they're going to pivot. And the Somalis know they're going to pivot off of them and begin to use the crime numbers to come against God's people. Hence the reason, brothers and sisters, it behooves us as a people. A matter of fact, let me go here. It behooves us as a people to follow the Most High's laws. Everything they're putting in place will be utilized to turn around and to audit all of our peoples, the black people, Judah and Americas, to audit all of our activity. To audit all of our activity. Everything they're putting in place with Somalia and all this stuff. Who do you think put the Somalians in Minnesota? Okay. So they're going to use what's on the books to say that now they must put stringent rules in place so that others cannot come in and scam and trick the system like the Somalis. And I'm going to show you how this runs into the lesson we're going to discuss tonight on Patreon. Right? So let's see what some of the Somalis are saying, what they were saying, right? Listen to them. Fair use.
I actually heard you guys pulled up to Owatonna, the big O, and you pulled up when I was not there? Oh, so puss ass boy. You gotta get popped next time I see your ass. Bring the whole cavalry.
See that? Now, I don't know allegedly. Hey, brothers and sisters, I don't know allegedly, but this guy could be an actor. This guy can be a paid Arab Somali actor used to say that they're going to pop ICE agents, threatening ICE agents. Y'all got to understand how dangerous this is. In 2009, I said on the streets, don't buy in to this Muslim extremist that they're going to use this to try to demonize blacks as the face of terrorism. Years ago, I said this, right? So now this guy is going to come out. I don't know whether or not these guys are actors alleged, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's an actor. But what he's saying is very dangerous. A college student in Minnesota sparked outrage this week after posting a profanity-laced rant threatening to pop ICE. Agents, see this? Now I'm going to show you where this is going.
I was going to move, but now I'm just going to stay in Minnesota, bro. I don't even... This is our land now. You all.
She's saying this is our land, nix you all. Now, these are choice videos put up on TikTok saying that this has been their land for 3,000 years, trying to mock the fact that this land was given to the children of Israel or the chosen people, right? Thanks again, Rodney. I really appreciate you, right? Now, let me show you where I'm going here real quick. Thank you. I really appreciate all you do. Thank you. Thank you. Right? I really do. I appreciate the super chats. Thank you. I really appreciate you all, brothers and sisters. I really do. I'll get to these in a minute. I really appreciate it. Right? So look what we have going on here.
No government, no safety, no police.
They got Somalians soiling Hollywood Boulevard, on Hollywood Boulevard, right? They got Somalians soiling things. You see that? Hope y'all can see that. See that? Somalians soiling Hollywood Boulevard. Now, what is this really about? What is this really about? Right? I need y'all to look at this real quick. I need y'all to look at this. This is the American Immigration Council. I need y'all to look at this now. Keep your eyes on it. Right? I need y'all to look at it. Hold on. I need y'all to check this out. ICE to use Immigration OS by Planeteer, a new AI system to track immigrants' movements. What did I tell you about this in August? Myself and Ramar is going into this tonight. ICE to use Immigration's OS by Planeteer, a new AI system to track immigrants' movements. Folks, they had this in place before they started talking about Somalians. What is this? How will this affect us? It says Custom Enforcement's ICE has partnered with Planeteer Technologies, a Denver-based software company co-founded by billionaire entrepreneur Peter Thiel, to use artificial intelligence and data mining to identify, track, deport suspected non-citizens. Planeteer is slated to deliver a prototype of the Immigration OS platform by September 25th, 2025. And as you can see, a couple of months later, what happened? A couple of months later, they came with the Somalian thing. With the contract running through September 2027, ICE is paying Planeteer $30 million for the platform. So what does this mean for us? We're going to be talking about it on the other side. Well, brothers and sisters, what this means for us is that what? There's a new tracking system that will be what? A law within the United States. But it's not just for immigrants. A tracking system, right? A tracking system. Sentinels. I don't know if any of you seen The Matrix, but there were sentinels in The Matrix. And the sentinels would go in to try to what? Point out those who was plugged out of the Matrix. Well, if they put in a tracking system using immigrants, that's sentinels, a new law that can be utilized for citizens within the United States, testing on immigrants. Eventually, they're going to move this same structure to everything, be it home detention. If someone is incarcerated and would like to have an ankle bracelet to be free, all of this will be connected. The prison systems and all of that. The tracking systems will be added to this, and eventually immigration will be a non sequitur. It's not even going to be a part of what it's gradually and typically used for. It's going to be a tracking system controlled by AI, which links with everything, including the spending systems. Why do you think they talked about all the money that the Somalis swindled? Well, they talked about the money because now, through this new system, it's not just tracking whether or not you should be in the United States. It's also going to track the spending, the monetary transferring of finances that they can now utilize as a bill through what the Somalis just did. Right? So, so it has nothing to do with Somalia. It has everything to do with implementing a tracking system, financial system, as well as people moving around in the United States, leading to the mark of the beast. Leading to the mark of the beast. Now, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that and more on the other side. I know what we have Ramar waiting so that we can talk about this. Human transcendence into the blockchain. It all links in. They put a black face using Somalis only to now put a tracking system in place to audit our people in the United States. Okay? And eventually they're going to use it in all these other countries also. Right? It's a key component, a tool to track Jacob, leading into the prophecy of Jacob's trouble, controlling the world through the bank systems. Okay? I wish I can talk about it all on this side, but I got to segue over. But last but not least, right? Last but not least, I wanted to also go into, if we have time, it talks about there's some stuff out there how men have become indifferent when it comes to relationships. Now, I'm going to be talking about this in the academy, but it's really breaking down the fact that they're leaving women out to dry intentionally. Women are being left to dry, to hang on the vine, to have no one to help them through what's about to happen. And that's intentional. To force women into what? Accepting the mark of the beast system for survival. But I believe the Most High is going to do something phenomenal through what we see in this thing with them leaving out women. I'm going to tell you this. At least this is what I hope, right? This is what I hope. I believe that a lot of our sisters, after getting betrayed by the government and understanding that they were utilized since the time of Willie Lynch and all that, to be what? To be a bump in the road to stop black men from actually progressing to the degree that was intended by the Almighty. Our sisters, a lot of them knew that they were being utilized. Not all, but some of them. A lot of them, once they're betrayed by the government, is going to turn back to the Almighty and never trust this system against their men again. A lot of our sisters, I mean, who out there in a capitalistic society isn't going to take full advantage of a privilege? So I don't blame a lot of our sisters for seeing the privileges out there and saying, you know what, hey. But now that all the privileges have been taken away and they're leaving our women dangling on the vine with no men in sight, men have become indifferent. They don't even want relationships anymore. Right? I think a lot of our sisters are going to look at this and say, you know what? The government played us. They played us. And one thing about our sisters that you all know, hey, there's nothing like a woman scorned. Right? There's nothing like a woman scorned. So she's going to look at the government and say, you know what? You ain't going to get me again. We're getting behind our men. It's not about, listen, the greatest apology is to make amends. And I believe it's going to tilt the scales either way for sisters. A lot of them are going to depend on the government and take the mark of the beast. But a lot of our sisters who stand in for right, justice, the law, they're going to say, you know what? If I'm going down, it's going to be with our men. I believe we're coming into that time where it says in Isaiah, the 4th chapter, that 7 women are going to take hold of one man. Like, listen, nix this fight and stuff. Listen, protect me. Just let me be protected by that hedge the Most High have given you. No more arguing about who's right or wrong. Hey, for the sake of self-preservation, let's get on the same team and fight against the devil and his kingdom together. I believe that's where it's going. I truly do. I truly do. Thank you, Rodney, again. I appreciate you. All right. I really appreciate you. All right. All right. So as you can see, it's time. Someone said, some not women of GOC who've been in the truth for many years, all praises be to the Most High. Of course. Well, even though you're not, literally in a church, you're still amongst the body and spirit. So I'm hoping to work to get locations all over the earth where you'll have an opportunity to gather with us. But even if you can't gather right now, literally in persons, listen, we right here. We're still one body, one spirit, and Christ is gathering the elect to the elect, and none of us are left out. So there's a lot of people have been following us on these platforms, YouTube and others, who didn't get an opportunity yet to join a church. But I know you're with us. The Most High know you're with us, and we're with you. We're here for you. Okay? Someone asked, Elder, what do you think about the Ethiopian Bible? Every few years, this particular question comes up. The Ethiopian Bible is straight garbage. It's straight garbage. There's no other way to put it. Okay? No, Solomon did not have a son, Menelik, who went back to Ethiopia with Sheba didn't go back to Ethiopia pregnant with Menelik and all these lies from this book. That book allegedly was put together from the Catholic Church, through the Catholic Church, the Jesuits. Another lie, okay? It's straight garbage. None of that happened. Okay? None of that happened. I've been hearing about this Ethiopian Bible and went into it on the streets over 2 decades ago. And then ever so often they pull this out of their orifices. And now they're trying to resurface this book as some great phenomenon. It's straight garbage. The Bible refers you to the books that we must go into according to the doctrine. The Bible doesn't refer us to the Ethiopian legend or what? Myth. That didn't happen. The Queen of Sheba did not get pregnant by Solomon and have a son named Menelik from the seed of David that went over to Ethiopia. All of that is what? Garbage. All right. It's fake as a what? $3 bill. All right. So now I'm going to be on for another hour to an hour and a half this Sabbath night with Elder Rawchaa. So hold tight. Again, I would like to see you all enroll in our next Hebrew and Bible Academy. We're bringing out new books. We're going to break it down for you. It's time for you to learn this Bible on a scholarly level. Scholarly level. Hebrew, history, news. I'm going to tell you, you won't regret it. And guess what, folks? Don't be afraid. Don't think that you cannot obtain this information. Don't even let that thought come into your mind. Well, man, the way Elder Lawya and Elder Rawchaa go through these books, let me tell you, when the Holy Spirit reigns in your temple, when the Holy Spirit is operating, and you get what? You get the understanding on how to go through the records. Folks, it's going to be like riding a bike. It's going to be like riding a bike. The whole thing is these Christian churches, Islam and all these things didn't teach us the fundamentals to be able to learn the book and the doctrine for ourselves. Okay? So that's why some people are afraid when they be like, all these books, oh my goodness, I'll never. Let me tell you, you'll be getting around the Bible like it's nothing in no time with the true understanding of it by getting into this academy. Okay? So I would like to see you there. I'm enrolled already. Bless you, Miss Cool. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. And bless all those who have supported with the super chats. May the Most High be with you. Stay prayed up. Sin not. We will soon see Zion. And now we're going to segue over to Patreon. Yeah, we're going to have a little fun there. Elder Rawchaa and myself will be there. Human Transcendence into the blockchain, linking everything into a digital prison to control the earth is what they're doing with this immigration and all over the earth. And guess what? Also, and I hope we're able to touch on this on Patreon. Remember when I told you that after people got the stuff, you would see higher aggressions when it comes to weird behavior, temper tantrums, more criminality based on what? A changing of the genetics in people who chose to get that stuff? Well, let me tell you, if you think it's bad now, wait till we get to not 5G, but 6G. 6, mark of the man. What man? Satan. So if you think people are losing it out of their minds, and what we're recognizing here is behavior that no one can actually put their fingers on. It's like we've seen people go off and become temperamental, disagreeable. We've seen all of this in the past, but we're living under something different. People have lost their minds. Well, is it the people or is it what they're turning into? Huh? So on the other side, we're going to talk about it. The changing of kind that we read about in the book is happening, but none of us have put 2 and 2 together. What stuff are they giving us that's changing our genetics? And could it be some of this aggression we're seeing is the fact that people are actually fighting against the metamorphosis but don't know how to control the demon that's in them? Could that be? could that be? Did people take on some stuff a few years ago that began to change their genetics and they're fighting against something that's taking them over? Here's to why we're seeing more criminality, more mental illness, more DV, domestic violence, more people attacking each other. I'm gonna tell you, folks, soon we're gonna have to go cold turkey, organic. We're not to trust these systems because you don't know exactly what we're actually taking into our temple, listening to the white coats. And I'll keep it there. Again, go to historytimes.org. See you on the other side, Patreon. I'm excited to go into this. Patreon.com/agathering144, where we'll talk about human transcendence into the blockchain. I'll see you on the other side. Get ready, Ramar. Shalom. Let's do it. historytimes.org. I would like to see you all there. Next Sunday. Let's go to Patreon.
The East is where we're from. The 12 tribes of Israel. In 721 BC, the Assyrian king, he took us down, we fell. With a great escape, we went through the Euphrates. The Lord held the water still. To a land where no mankind dwelt, we went. The 12 tribes of Israel. That's who we be, Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, and Valley from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulon from Panama, the North American Indians, Simeon, the Dominicans. Our highest gathering is Israel. The Arabs and Africans told us. At gunpoint. Together our wives and children then sold us. In the belly of these great ships we traveled in fear. By the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here. A high gathering in Colombia.